So today, we're playing a ranger. And we may have a super fun build today, involving double stone golems, the new stone skill, and also the new Markswoman skill too, which makes our stone golems deal a ton of damage, but also gives us tons of block too. But hey, check this run out, and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go and jump some games with the ranger and see just what we can do today. So first of all, we're going to be grabbing this wooden buckler. Let's grab this pocket sun. Let's roll once. Let's go ahead and grab this craft up a spike shield. Let's also grab this garlic. Let's roll once, and I do actually want this whetstone. Let's take a stone for now. And we're going to move on. Now, not a crazy good round one. We've very little DPS to be honest, with a wooden sword and a walrus tusk. We could also use a whetstone, but unfortunately it's going to have to be this way for now. Now, our opponent is going to have that shield as well. They also have double weapons. However, we do have garlic for a little bit of block. So we could barely outpace him, potentially. Awesome even. So overall, not too bad. Now we're going to get a spike shield, which should be fantastic. Now we're actually going to grab the whetstone. We're going to take out the stone. We're going to add in our broom. We're going to roll once. I'm going to sell pocket sand, roll again. And awesome. Really fantastic shop. Double whetstone. We're going to be crafting out the hero sword. We're going to get that cheap storage. Pretty good. And with the spike shield in, we should be in a fantastic spot. Our opponent is, we actually got kind of lucky facing this one because they do have the whetstone, they have the broom, but they're not actually targeting each other. So honestly, give it a free win. I'm not complaining though. Now I would like to take the stone badge, but unfortunately I don't think we can actually afford to take it because I'd love to grab as much stones as possible. I do actually want to grab this stone badge, but unfortunately we're going to have to wait one round, unfortunately, to actually grab it. But once we grab it, once we have a hero sword, we should be in a fantastic spot, and we're going to try to go for a hero longsword with a bunch of stones, because that stone badge is going to give us a lot more stones. And so far, smashing. Really, really awesome. Now, unfortunately, we didn't really get stoned. It is unfortunate, but we did get Markswoman. We can get stoned in the next shop. The Markswoman is going to increase our ranged weapon damages, which stones are ranged weapons. So that is exactly what we're going to take. We're going to want to grab this. We're also going to want to grab this too. That is Amulet of Energy, which we could keep. However, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll again. We're going to need as much stones as possible. We're also going to need to find some more whetstones. So honestly, at this point, I'm going to sell the Amulet of Energy. And we desperately need this bag of stones. I do actually want to keep the broom because we could potentially go for an awesome build with a CRITWOOD staff, potentially. But for now, I'm going to sell the garlic. We're going to slot this down here, add this in. Have this set up like so, switch this to, I would like to have this down below, but unfortunately it's not going to work down below. So we're going to have it up like so, and then we can add our broom back in this side. And all of a sudden this is looking quite awesome. Because this Markswoman is going to increase the damage on our stones to 2.8 DPS, which is not too bad overall. And so far looking actually smashing. And we could go for Falcon Blade, but honestly we don't exactly want to. We definitely want to get that hero longsword going. We do want to roll. That's another stone. We want as much stones as possible. So we're going to move on pretty darn quick. Now, eventually, we do want to get rid of a stone badge because we do want to find some acorn collars. But we'll see. However, this opponent already has a flame up. They don't really have spike stacking. So they have a finite amount of heats, which is going pretty good for us. However, they're after dealing quite a bit of damage to us. But awesome. They have so much max life with 2 amulets and a leather armor. We had a lot to break through. Now let's grab our stone. Let's roll. Let's keep rolling. We could take the stone skin potion, but we don't exactly want to. We could also take a turnip. We're not going to. I will, however, grab this fanny pack for now. Let's roll again. And there we go. We're going to sell that gemstone. We're going to be crafting up this hero sword. Now, unfortunately, we are actually going to use our bag stones in our fanny pack, which is not super ideal. But it is what it is. Now, I'm actually going to reserve this bag for now, and we're going to move on. So once we get a hero longsword in, we should be able to deal quite a bit of damage with all our stones. And we do want to find another bag of stones, which should be awesome. However, this opponent is actually going to have a lot of vampirism, so they should have a lot of healing. But awesome. Really, really fantastic. I'm actually going to grab the Undead Philomena because if it's Amulet Steel, we would be in a fantastic spot. Let's grab this also. And is it time to actually sell our stone badge? Let's roll once more. We're going to keep it for one more round, and then we might actually get rid of it because I do want to find those acorn collars so we can get that big crit chance. However, so far it's not looking too bad. These stones with a 3.7 DPS. So we should have a lot of DPS right now. And awesome. Really, really fantastic. So which subclass should we go for? Well, if we're going for CRITWOOD staff, with a stone badge is going to make it a lot harder. We could keep a stone badge and literally go for Meg Clover. And never ever go for that CRITWOOD staff. Otherwise, we can go for stone golem type build and take the big ball of treats and have that trigger twice with Markswoman. I'm actually thinking we're going to go big ball of treats. Which should be fun, and that is a prismatic orb, which is straight up craziness. But I don't think we actually want that. We've no food items, which is going to be not so great. We could take a rat, but I might actually leave the rat, so I'm going to roll. Now, I actually am going to craft up this staff. So we're going to roll once again, and we are definitely going to need this storage. So let's take that for now. Let's go ahead and add this back in. And honestly, this big bowl of treats is not going to be super ideal for us right now anyway. Once you craft this up, this is going to get the benefits from Markswoman. And unfortunately, I'd love to keep her stone badge, so we can potentially get more stones to craft up the stone golem, but we're going to sell it for now. We're going to roll. And that is a hedgehog. Are we going to want a hedgehog? We don't really stack up spikes, so I'm going to leave for now. Actually, yeah, another bag of stones. We almost missed it, but we definitely need that. However, are we going to smash down this opponent? Now, if you do get that CRITWOOD staff, we're going to be a fantastic spot. And so far, not looking too bad even. Really, really awesome. Now let's take our bag of stones. Let's go ahead and roll. And we should sell this instantly and craft this up straight away. We're going to get that stone golem, which is going to be fantastic. That's for sure. I'm actually going to start spike shields. I'm going to roll. That's some stack and mana first. That is going to be awesome. And we could also take a lightsaber, but don't exactly want to. Let's roll once more. That's another bag of stones. We could make a super strong stone golem. Let's actually take it, but let's move on. Now, Markswoman's also going to increase the damage of our stone golem, so that should be fantastic. And with the big ball of treats, we should have a 20% chance to activate. However, this opponent is actually turbo smashed this, unfortunately. It is what it is. And honestly, we got that stone, so we did take a big risk in getting it. But now that we have it, we should be in a fantastic spot, because that is going to give us a ton of block, which should be fantastic. Our other options, not super valuable to us. We're going to be taking this too. Now, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to take this carrot. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab it. Let's roll. That's a mana orb. That's also blueberries. That's also a undyed amulet, which we could get an amethyst steel. But I think for this round, we're going to grab this fanny pack. We're going to slot this up like so. Move this in here and then have this set up like so. So we're going to reserve our mana orb, we're going to reserve our undead amulet, and we're going to move on. And this should be really, really good, because we should be able to get a ton of block from our stoned. We should be able to get a ton of damage from our Markswoman. We should be able to stack up that in power. And that's going to be big damage. Our DPS right now being 41 in total. As for block generation, not super great right now. We are going to need a lot of mana. We are going to need a lot of regions stacked up. Let's grab this. Amulet of Energy, which is not super ideal. It'll have to do for now though. Now let's roll. And let's roll again. We're going to move on. Now we could take the Prismatic Orb. We could be taking that shielded, or that shield for stuns, so we get even more block. But we're going to continue. And that's 102 damage, which is kind of crazy. 92 big crit. Looking pretty good. Keeping ourselves alive. Big 100 damage. They do get a big heal though. But honestly, not looking too bad even. Now let's check our DPS. Within 18 seconds, we managed to get 212 block, which is not too bad overall, actually. As for damage, we managed to get a 60 DPS, which is pretty decent. Our opponent's DPS was super low, but he were rocking a spear with that snake. I do believe we can actually make this a lot stronger, so I'm going to continue on for now. Now, we are 150,000% going to grab a stone. We're going to roll. And we could grab this holy armor, but first of all, we're going to grab this too. We're going to add in a squirrel down below. Now, I'm actually going to continue to roll. Don't exactly want any of these items. We are definitely going to want a heart container. We're also going to want this too. Then we can add a squirrel in this position. We can also increase the speed of our golem just a little bit. And now this is looking pretty darn good. And we're going to move on. Yeah, with this regen stacking up, we should be in a fantastic spot. However, are we going to get turbo deleted from this practically large greatsword? Because you're going to get that in power stacked up. However, we're going to be answering back with a lot of damage ourselves, and awesome. Really, really, really fantastic. Let's grab a heart container. Let's roll. Did somebody say double stone golem? Hell yeah, we're going double stone golem. We are definitely going double stone golem. Now, unfortunately, we are going to take out that bag of stones, but it is what it is. And we're going to move on. Now, we do need a ton of regen, though. Because if we get that regen, we can get our stone golem procced. However, we should be able to get a lot of damage, get a lot of block. But unfortunately, we're going to fall short because we didn't have that bag of stones in, making our stones actually deal that damage. But now with double stone golem, we should be in a fantastic spot. We're going to roll. That is a prismatic orb, which would give us mana from the very beginning. I'm going to grab it since it's on sale. I'm going to roll, and that's that CRITWOOD staff, which we are 1000% going to grab. Now, unfortunately, I think I'm going to sell our squirrel right now, and we're going to be crafting up this CRITWOOD staff. I'm going to roll once, twice even, and we definitely need this regen. We're going to need a way to stack up some regen, so we're going to need an acorn collar. Now, Doomcap is going to be quite scary, but with 2 stone golems in, we should be able to deal quite a bit of damage and get a ton of block. However, actually, I have to eat my words, because once Mr. Struggles actually targeted in, they did remove our buffs, and they did stack up a lot with Excalibur, which is super unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now we're CRITWOOD staff, we should be in a fantastic spot. Let's go ahead and grab this. Well, let's roll. That's a pineapple, that's also stone skin potion. Let's roll again. Let's keep it going. That's another acorn collar. I'm gonna grab the storage for now. Let's roll. That's another set of blueberries, which would be even more mana from the very beginning. We're gonna grab, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to move on. So we may have actually wanted to keep one of these as actual a heart container. That way we could actually stack up a little bit of regen first. But honestly, not looking too bad. Big smashing damage, especially since we got our CRITWOOD staff to give us that guaranteed crit chance. So overall, not too bad. Now let's move on. I'm actually going to roll. And are we getting super lucky or what? That is straight up craziness for sure. Now speaking of craziness, we're going to grab both these. We're going to roll once. And twice. Now we're actually going to have our Armor Energy actually target our heart container. That way we can actually try to get that regen stacked up a little bit faster. I'm going to roll once more. Could also go for one particular to try and stack up that regen first. But it would be quite slow. So I think we're just going to move on. And we're going to see, can we get to our stone golem activation? Because once we get that regen stacked up, we should be in a fantastic spot and dealing big, massive damage. We should be able to get tons of block. And holy moly, is that big damage. Our DPS shot up to 82 DPS, which is kind of awesome. Now, we never procced our stone golem, which is going to be slightly problematic. And our block has literally got worse since we had it in our stone golems. But that is big damage from him. We could do something crazy and take a holy armor. That way we can actually get 4 regen off the very beginning. I think we're going to have to grab it, and we're going to have to grab the shiny shell. But we're going to have to sort our inventory out to actually fit this in. Let's roll once, and we are probably going to want this potion belt because we're going to be lacking a lot of storage. Now, unfortunately, we're going to change our setup to be more like this. That way we should get a regen from the very beginning. And we should be in a fantastic spot. Now, the Prismatic Orb is going to give us just enough mana for our CRITWOOD staff to actually give us that big crit chance. So let's move on. And we'll see. We should get 6 regen, well actually 8 with our healing herbs. And we got 1 of our stone golems procced, which is going to deal big damage. And that's going to be a ton of armor. And awesome. Just massive damage. And actually, it's looking pretty good. And now our defense shot up to 35 block per second. Which is pretty good. I'm managing to deal 500 damage within 8 seconds. It's not too bad. But anyways, let's keep it going for now. Now, we do actually kind of want to grab the Shield of Valor also, because that with Stunned is going to give us a lot more block too. Let's sell the car. Let's go ahead and grab the shield also. Oh, that's also more regen. We have a lot of items I do actually want to grab. As much as I like to grab the Shield of Valor, I don't think we can actually afford it. We do have exactly enough for it, but we wouldn't have the storage for it anyway. But it would increase the amount of block we do get from our stoned, which will be kind of awesome. However, I will take the healing herbs. I will roll. That's another CRITWOod. That's also another acorn collar. That's also another heart container, which will be scaling up regen. Now also with our Amulet of Energy, we can also get a refund from our regen from our stone golem. So it might not be too bad. I'm actually going to roll. I'm going to keep rolling for now. And unfortunately I'm going to roll once more. Once more. Now it would have been nice to grab another holy armor. Double holy armor to get even more regen so we could proc both stone golems. But it is what it is. Now this is going to be fine setup. Let's actually unreserve this, roll once more. And we could finally take a bag of stones to increase your DPS even just a little bit more. But anyways, super fun, awesome builds. Now here longsword was really good for when we had stones, but not so good when we have stone golems. Now Markswoman, increasing the damage of our CRITWOod staff along with our stone golems, actually pretty darn good. They also make them attack a little bit faster, and also increased accuracy. Now CRITWOod staff, given 100% crit chance with our stone golems, with our big ball of treats to actually activate them twice, give us big damage with our stone to give us some block. So overall awesome, and with the holy armor to give us a ton of regen so we can actually proc one of our stone golems, super fantastic. Now, we're going to move on. He's just going to be good enough, he's going to fall short. I'm going to slow this one down because we're going to begin an extra Angie Berserker with that Holy Spear. They're actually going to shred armor pretty fast with that Holy Spear. However, we've got one stone golem procced. Once our heart container procs one more time, we're going to have double stone golem procced. Yeah, we've got both of them stacked up right now and we've tons of armor. Dealing that big damage, they're going to be attacking a lot faster. However, our opponent does have invulnerability, which could be kind of scary. However, they did get that big burst heal with that fatigue. We're dealing big, massive crits. And awesome. This build turned out to be a lot of fun. For sure, with some pretty beefy stone golems. Now our DPS turned out to be about 60 DPS, which is not too bad overall. Definitely could have been better, but with 2 stone golems, that's actually kind of fun. As for our block though, we managed to get 600 block, which is straight up craziness. We managed to deal big crits with not only a crit with staff, but with our stone golems as well. Now our DPS definitely would have been higher, except for our opponent did have that dragon skull armor. They also had a stone helmet to be reducing a lot of their damage. They also had invulnerability and they also had extra Angie to make use of their dragon skull armor again. So our DPS should actually be a little bit higher. But overall, this build turned out to be a lot of fun. Double stone golem, big ball of treats, with the hero longsword, with the CRITWOod staff, with the Amulet of Energy to refund some of our buffs, and the Markswoman. But anyways, this build was a ton of fun. I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking out for the next one. See you next time.